Hello, dear viewers of Educators. We welcome you to our new lecture on credit creation. So, in this lecture, we will discuss what is the meaning of credit creation, what is the process, and what are the limitations of credit creation with the help of certain and suitable examples. So, what is basically credit? When you're talking about credit creation, you should be aware of the fact that in an economy, the central bank is the primary source of supplying money. When you're talking about in an economy, there's a basic function of this central bank. One of the most important function of central bank is to supply the money in an economy. So this is the primary supplier of money. Who? Central bank. So when central bank is the sole central bank has got the sole responsibility to supply the money in the economy. So what is basically this credit creation? What is the exact meaning of this credit creation? So this credit creation is a function of commercial bank. You have to be sure that whenever you are talking about the function of credit creation, it is the function of commercial bank. Commercial bank is that body or the institution which is responsible to create credit in an economy, and the money supplied by the commercial bank is known as the credit money. Through this process of credit creation, whatever money is being supplied in an economy, that is known as credit money. So how it works? The basic question is how it works. Before knowing and before moving ahead, we have to be clear that there are basically two different things on which this credit creation functions depend. The first is the reserves, which is to be kept by these commercial banks. Reserves are kept by the commercial banks with them to meet certain liquidity responsibilities, or you can say due to some statutory obligations, certain amount of reserve has to be kept with the commercial banks. It can be CRR or SLR. Similarly, when we will move ahead, there will be two things. The first will be primary deposit, and another will be the derivative deposits. So what will be the difference? Derivative can be known with the other name as secondary deposit. So what is primary deposit? At the first instance, what the individual is depositing into his or her bank in the form of the savings will be considered as a primary deposit. And from that deposit, after keeping certain amount of reserve, say for example, if an individual, Mr. X, is coming to the bank and is depositing certain amount of money, for example 1000 rupees, bank, after keeping reserves, say for example of 10%, is now left over with a reserve of rupees 100, is now left over with 900 rupees. This bank will either invest or will lend this particular amount of loan to certain other individuals in an economy. बैंक कभी भी ये 900 रुपए जो उसके पास है वो कभी भी अपने पास आइडल नहीं रखता है. बैंक doesn't keep the idle amount of money or the reserve with them. So after keeping the reserve of this 100 rupees, it can be related to CRR or SLR. Bank will lend this 900 to some other person by opening the account in his name. That will be known as the derivative deposits. Derivative deposit account. This 900 rupees will be lended to, for example, Mr. Y. Mr. Y, by opening the account in his name as derivative deposit account. You should be clear. सीधे लोन नहीं देती बैंक, बल्कि जो भी अमाउंट लोन का देना होता है, for that particular amount, bank opens a derivative deposit account in the name of that particular person and then deposit the required amount of loan into that particular account. So now moving towards the main topic, how this credit creation, the process of credit creation works. इसके ऊपर गौर करेंगे हम by taking an example. Say for example, there is, in this question, we are assuming that there is Mr. X. He has an account in AB Bank. This AB Bank is required to keep the reserve of 10% with them. You can say either in the form of CRR or in the form of SLR, whatever you deem fit. So this is the amount of deposit, initial deposit that Mr. X is depositing in his bank as 1,000. You can say rupees when you're talking in the context of India. 1,000 has been deposited by Mr. X in AB Bank, and AB Bank, after keeping the reserve of 10% as 100 rupees, will lend this amount. You have to be clear that, again I am repeating, that any bank is prudent enough that they will not keep the idle amount of money or idle reserve with them. So the prudent banking system will be that the reserves, after keeping the reserve of 100 rupees, the remaining amount of 900 will be lended by, this is the amount being left, 900. After keeping the reserve of 100 from 1,000, the deposit of 1,000, bank will lend this amount is left with the bank, and bank will simply lend this amount of 900 to some other person. So if we are talking about, then Mr. Y come into the picture. Mr. Y has an account in CD Bank. So this 900 rupees will be lended by AB Bank in the name of Mr. Y by opening the account as derivative deposit account in. So this 900 will be deposited into his loan account. Then again, CD Bank will keep the reserve of 10% as 90 and will be left over with the balance of 810 rupees. So now, this 1,000 rupees, when was deposited by Mr. X, will be considered as the primary deposit. Similarly, this is also the deposit that is created by CD Bank in the name of Mr. Y, but this deposit will be known as the derivative or secondary deposit, as it is the result of this 1,000 rupees. If there was no 1,000 rupees in deposited by Mr. X in AB account, तो ये 900 रुपीज़ का कंसेप्ट भी हमारे सामने ना आता, 900 रुपीज़ हम जमा नहीं हो पाते अगर हमारे पास मिस्टर एक्स ने ये 1,000 रुपये जमा ना किए होते. सो दिस 900 विल बी नोन एज द डेरिवेटिव और सेकेंडरी डिपॉजिट. सो नाउ अगेन मूविंग फॉरवर्ड, देन देयर इज मिस्टर जेड. ही हैज अ बैंक इन account in EZ Bank. Now the amount of 810 rupees will be deposited by him by opening the derivative deposit account in EZ Bank. This bank EZ will keep the reserve of 81 rupees with them and will be left over with 729 rupees with them, and that will again be lended to some other person, and this process will go on. So this is basically the process of credit creation. You can see that with the help of this 1,000 rupees that was deposited by Mr. X in the first instance, this 1,000 has now become 1,000. That was the original figure. 900, that is the derivative deposit for Mr. Y. 810, that is the derivative deposit for Mr. Z, and then 729, and that will continue afterwards. So if you see that with the help of 1,000 rupees, this amount has been increased to 1000 plus 900 plus 810 plus 729. This amount till now has become 3439 rupees. So if you see, with the help of this 1000 only, amount of 3000 has been generated with the help of this lending processes by the commercial bank, and this process is known as credit creation. अब हम ये देखेंगे कि ये 1000 कितने बन सकते हैं, means what to what extent this amount of 1000 can be extended. So there is a formula for credit creation. So there is a formula, K is equals to 1 upon reserves into the primary deposit or the initial deposit. This formula will help us to know that how much credit creation will be there, what exactly 1000 will become with the help of this credit creation process. Say for example, if this reserve is 10%, assuming as we have taken in the illustration that if it is 10%, 1 upon 10 divided by 100 into we have taken the initial amount of 1000 rupees. So if you see, if you just solve this, 1 into 100 divided by 10 into 1000. So this 1000 will become 10,000 due to this credit creation process. This 1000 will be multiplied by 10 times, and this 10 times will be the effect of credit creation. Now let's just talk about what are the limitations of this credit creation process. So when you're talking about the credit creation, the limits of credit creation, why this credit creation does not respond properly in an economy, we have to take into consideration the basic concept on which factor this credit creation depends. The first is reserves, the amount of reserve. Simply, if there is an inverse relationship, if the reserve increases, the credit creation, the process of this credit creation will fall. If you just look here, that when the rate was 10%, the credit has been multiplied 10 times. Similarly, if it would be 20%, so 1 upon 100 into 20 into 1000. So if you just see, the credit would have been 5000. The amount that would be created due to this process of credit creation would be 5000, means this 1000 would be multiplied by 5 times. This had been increased only by 5 times. So whenever the reserves are increasing, the credit will fall. Similarly, the second is the banking habits. If in the individuals the banking habits are less, it is sure that they will not go to the bank to deposit their hard-earned money. So whenever they are not depositing, how can it multiply? So in the absence of all the banking habits, the credit creation will be shortened. The third limitation is availability of banking and the branches that is available in an economy. Availability of banks. So simple. If there are no banks, how this credit creation, how can you imagine about the process of credit creation in the absence of the bank? So with no availability of banking facility, this credit creation will be shortened. Then again, if there is, you can say the availability of security. अगर बैंक ने सिक्योरिटीज की रिक्वायरमेंट ज्यादा कर दी, then it will be difficult to take the loan. Availability of security means, or you can say the requirement of security. If there is much requirement about keeping the securities every time to just take the loan, then it would be difficult for all the borrowers to borrow from the bank. So whenever there will be difficulty and there will be just a lot many procedures in taking the loan, then the loan will fall short and the credit creation will be curtailed. This process will be curtailed. Similarly, when you're talking about the business conditions, if you're talking about the business conditions, it also have a significant effect on this process of credit creation. Whenever we are talking about the business environment and in an economy when there is the scenario of depression, everywhere there is a low production, there is low demand on the side of the consumers, there is low production on the side of the producers, then the investors would never like to invest into the business. And similarly, in the case of inflation, people will tend to invest. They will tend to they have the you can say they want the money to increase. They want to invest, and so the loans will also rise. So whenever the business environment, the business condition is feasible, then only the process of credit creation will prevail in an economy, and in the absence of that, credit creation will be curtailed off. So these are the basic definition. This is a process of credit creation, and there are the basic limits that the credit creation process faces. There can be many other limitations also, but in this lecture we are taking just 5 limitations, keeping into the consideration. By keeping into consideration the time limits and all the things, we have taken just the important things. So that's all for now. If you are facing any problem, any